My name is Matt Dickett. I, I, I go to the Stonebridge Elementary School. I have a mom. Her name is Jane, and my dad's name is Scott. And I have 3 pets. Their names are Stinky, Jessie, and TT Louise.
What are they?
There are 2 cats and a pig. And I like to work at school, and I like to play my games. And I want to be a policeman when I grow up.
Well, thank you, Matthew. That was excellent.
The Lizard by Matt Dickett. The Lizard, written and illustrated by Matt Dickett. There was a lizard. He was nice. There was a fox chasing him. Finally, the fox stopped running. Then an eagle swooped down at him. It missed him. He started to go home. He got home safely. He did all his work. He popped his head out of his house. There was a fuzzy caterpillar. Nothing was going to catch him in his house. He didn't worry about the caterpillar, but he would be very, very careful of danger. He stayed close to his house, and he was happy. The end.
Very good. Thank you.
Once upon a time in Old South entered 3 little pigs out into the world to seek their fortune. Now be sure to write, he said, and remember that I love you. The sow gave each pig a lot of money to build houses and sent them on their way. They came upon a salesperson and insisted selling supplies. Sometimes my assistant assists me, but sometimes he has other things to do. Let's see what it feels like doing today. I guess I'll buy the straw to build my house. Well, my assistant and I do not think straw would work very well for a house. Well, I do not care. It is cheap, and I want to spend the rest of my money on video games. Suit yourself. So the first pig bought the straw and set about building a house. It took him no time at all. The second pig decided to build his house out of sticks. I will buy these sticks and build a house. I would think twice about that. My assistant and I believe these sticks would not make a very strong house. Oh, who cares? It's cheap, and I want to spend the rest of my money on candy. Suit yourself. The second pig bought the sticks and set about building a house, a shaky house. The third pig decided to build his house out of bricks. I would like to buy the bricks to build a house. My assistant and I think that is a good idea, but bricks are very expensive. I know, but my house will be nice and strong. My assistant thinks you must be the brain in this pig family. explaining his unexpected visit when the wolf happened by the second pig's house. Now the wolf will be more. Little pig, let me come in. No, not by here, my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Just give it a try. So the wolf puffed and he blew the house in. The first and second pigs raced off to the third pig's house. No sooner had the first and second pigs explained their unexpected visitor when they noticed the wolf littering about. By now the wolf was famished and very mad. Little pig, let me come in. No, not by here, my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Oh, don't do that. The wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed until he had no air left. The house stood quite burnt. I will try another approach. Little pig, I believe your toy is broken. All right, you are, but my brothers have fixed it. I'm going to try and make sure it works. Go ahead, wolf. So the wolf tried the door, and how right the pig was at work. The pig threw a blanket over the wolf's head, and he became right. We'll let you out if you promise never to either of you again, or else we will take you to the zoo. I promise never to bother you again. Beat it, wolf!
And now I'd like to introduce the outstanding cast. Narrator 1,
Miss Cheetah,
Narrator 2,
Matt Windett,
Narrator 3,
Chris Bauer,
Salesperson,
Julie Dunn,
The Wolf,
Matthew Erickson,
Pig 1,
Matt Dickens,
Pig 2,
Lauren Slater,
and Pig 3.
Kelsey Palmer.
Great.
Okay. My name is Matt Dickens, and I'm going to talk about my trip to my grandma's house. And it took 2 days to get there. And it was just a regular hotel. And we got there, and we went to 2 parks. And I saw 3 of my cousins there, and we played games and stuff. Any questions?
Where was it that she lives?
Pennsylvania. I made this. It's a diorama of a one-room schoolhouse. And this is a picture of a tiny girl and boy. This is what our school looks like now. And this is what I think our school would look like 20 years from now. And here are some differences. A Stonebridge has bricks, they have wood. We have an intercom system. We have lots of rooms. They had a couple. We have a gym. They didn't. And I wrote with this feather and charcoal. The charcoal was really messy, didn't really like it. integrated plot in the garden. One day, some insects got into talking about what integrated pest management is and which biological controls can be used, such as using more ladybugs and praying mantids, planting certain plants next to each other, and setting up birdhouses nearby to attract the predators. Scene 1 in the Joneses' garden. Oh wow, this is a life. You said it. Lots of fresh, juicy stems to stock. Fat, ripe zucchini to chomp. It's a good thing the Jones family hasn't found out about it. Found out about what? Integrated pest management. What? Integrated pest management, or IPM. How do you know so much about this IPM? Do you know Jose, that Mexican bean beetle that wandered through yesterday? He told me all about it. What did he tell you? The bishops, the next door neighbors, started to do all kinds of things to their garden to get rid of pests like us, because they didn't want to sit around safe work. I've heard of the bishop's garden. They have the worst garden in the neighborhood. Not anymore. Suddenly, Tubbs the ladybug crawled up to the zucchini patch. Oh no, a ladybug. We're in trouble now. Don't worry, I keep feeding them more since I feed 42 aphids. And I can't crawl another inch. I'm stuck. Where were you? Over in the bishop's garden in Aitken Heaven. And although I thought not too bad over there either. Well, maybe you can fill us in. Remember when the pigs used to be that all that disgusting poison? Well, it killed some of the pests alive. But it also killed a lot of insects that are helpful to people like green mantids and honeybees, and it even made their kids sick. We remember it killed a lot of our relatives, too. Well, the bishops used to talk to a lot of insects and find out what they could do instead of using poison. And what did the expert say? She gave them all kinds of ideas about getting rid of disgusting pests like you. Well, I'm going over there to see for myself. Scene 2 in the bishop's garden.
We
are hungry, we are hungry. Watch out, pests, watch out, pests. Don't use harmful poisons, don't use harmful poisons. We are best, we are best. We are hungry, we are hungry. Watch out, pests, watch out, pests. Don't use harmful poisons, don't use harmful poisons. We are best, we are best. What's going on? Who are you? Look, my friend, it's a juicy little squash bug. Who wants to eat it? No, no, please don't eat me. I just came from the bishop's garden to see what's going on here. It's a mess over there. You pests eat all the vegetables, and the Joneses don't have much left for themselves. But I get hungry just like you do. Okay, I'm pretty full myself. You see what your name again? I never told you, but you see, Bugsy, the bishop's got smart, IPM smart. Yeah, they aren't using as many harmful poisons as they used to. Instead, they're putting up nesting boxes for me and my feathered friends. love to meet caterpillars.
So do we, so they made us a toad house.
And they brought praying mantis egg cases and ladybug beetles and let them go in the garden. And they also planted special plants that pests like you don't like to eat. And they even have neighborhood kids come and pick up pests. The kids get paid and the vegetables don't get eaten. Without poisons, it's safer for everyone except for the pests.
Yes, it's much safer.
Well, I'm going back to the Joneses farm before I get you guys are hungry. You better watch out, Bugsy. I saw Miss Jones talking to Mrs. Bishop. It won't be long until the Joneses are using integrated pest management too. We are hungry, we are hungry. Watch out, pests, watch out, pests. Don't use harmful poisons, don't use harmful poisons. We are best, we are best. My name's Stephen Laboda and I played the part narrator.
My name is Jacob Hart and I play the vegetable.
My name's Justine Redmond and I played the vegetable. My name is Anna Sanson and I played plastic. My name is Julie Mooney and I played the part of Bug. My name is Jesse Nelson. I played the part of an aphid. My name is Caitlin Sherburne and I played the part of an aphid. My name is Michael Qualling and I played the part of Hopper.
My name is Tom Schmolke and I played the part of Warty.
My name is Christopher Bauer and I was Wormer the Bluebird. My name is Matt Dicken and I played the part of Jaws, the praying mantis. My name is Matt Dicken and I'm in Colony 2 and my teacher is Miss Chartrand. Nicholas wanted a hamster. Mother and father said no to that. But Tony has a hamster, Nicholas said. Nicholas, you know, your mother and I aren't too crazy about little furry creatures, father remarked. One day, Tony came to the door. We're going away for a week, he said to Nicholas's mother. Do you think Nicholas would take care of my hamster for me? Jumping up from his chair, Nicholas shouted, the answer is yes. So Tony's hamster came to stay with Nicholas for a week. Its name was Harvey. It lived in a shiny cage with wire on top and a sliding wall of glass in front. There was also a wheel that went around and around. When Harvey ran inside it, Harvey ran inside. Before Tony left, he told Nicholas how to take care of Harvey. Can I take him out of his cage? Nicholas asked as Tony was leaving. Sure, said Tony. But watch out he doesn't disappear. So long. Then, halfway across the garden, he called, hey, I forgot to tell you, hamsters are not nocturnal, in case you didn't know. So long. What's that mean? Nicholas called back, but Tony had already gone. Hi, today I'm going to demonstrate how to handle a pocket knife and how to carve a bar of soap. And my name is Matt Dicken, and
9. To open the pocket knife, there's a little groove. Put your fingernail in and pull. Wrap your fingers around so you don't get cut. Wait until it snaps in place. And to carve a bar of soap, do away from you and wrap your fingers around it like it was the pocket knife. And they just not too big of cuts, but little shavings. So, and to close your pocket knife, you put the opposite side of the blade in your palm and you push. Remember, make sure your fingers are wrapped around. These are some things that I made in camp and day camp. This one is a fish and this is a canoe. I probably will carve this out. You can see that it's ivory soap. It is a good soap to work with because it is easy to carve and it's really soft. Thank you. My name is Matthew Dickin, and the title of my story is Thank You, Jackie Robinson. Today, Friday, I asked my mother for my allowance and for my $3.50 that she was saving for me. I think that's too much to spend on a present for Davy, Mother said. $1 would be plenty. Mother, I exclaimed. I was surprised. If I had $1,000, it wouldn't be too much to spend. It's your money. I think you're crazy. You don't need to spend money to show love. It's the only way, I said. They won't let me in to see him. It's your money, she repeated and shook her head, but then she gave it to me. The next day, Saturday, was of course the busiest day of the week at the inn. Even during July and August, the slow months, Saturday was sometimes busy. I was lucky. On this Saturday, there was a wedding reception. What with Davy sick and the new cook not quite up to preparing a whole banquet, my mother had to be in 6 places at once. She really didn't have time to worry about us. It was one of those days when she just wanted us to go away somewhere and not bother her until it was time for Sarah and me to help dish out the meal. I told her I'd come home before dark. My mother nodded absently. Have fun, she said, and hurried off. I had gone into the kitchen real early in the morning, before anyone else was up. I made myself a couple of egg salad sandwiches. I had them and my money and the new baseball in its little cardboard box. I walked the 1.5 miles to the bus station. There'd be no place to leave my bike if I rode there. I took the bus into New York City. I took a subway to Evansville. You could see flags flying above the ballpark when you climbed up out of the subway station. You had to walk 3 blocks, and there you were inside. It was as it always had been, as bright and green as ever, far away from the dirty streets and surrounded it, far away from all the world. In excitement of being there, I almost forgot about Davy for a moment. I almost forgot why I had come. When the Cubs pitcher, Warren Hacker, began to warm up, I turned to Davy to ask him if he thought Shotton was going to give Jackie sore heel a rest that day, but Davy wasn't there, I remembered. I thought maybe I'd better start trying right away. My chances might be better during batting practice than they would be later. I took my ball out of its box. I hid the box under my seat. Then I walked around to the first base side and climbed all the way down to the box seats right behind the dugout. I leaned over the rail. Billy Cox was trotting back to the dugout from home plate. Erskine had been throwing to him. I swallowed my heart, which seemed to be beating in my throat. I called out, "Billy, hey Billy," waving my ball as hard and as high as I could. I was scared, though. My voice wasn't very loud. I didn't think Billy Cox heard me. He went into the dugout. This was getting me nowhere. I had to try something else before the game began, and I really lost my chance. I looked around to see if there were any ushers nearby. None were in sight. It was kind of early. The place hadn't really started to fill up yet. I climbed up on the railing and then hauled myself onto the roof of the dugout. I could have stood up and walked across the dugout roof to the edge. I figured if I did that, an usher surely would see me. I crawled across the roof on my stomach until I came to the edge. Then I leaned over. It was really nice in the dugout. Thank you. This is my picture of an African seed of life. First, the lionesses killed the zebra, and the male lions eat the zebra first, so that because they're the ones that protect the then after all the lions are done, then the hyenas come and pick the scraps up. If the amount of hyenas is greater than the lions, then the hyenas might drive the lions out. And after all that, the vultures or buzzards come in. Then they eat the rest of the scraps. Thank you. Hi, my name is Matt Dickens, and I did my science project on how tornadoes work. My purpose is to find out how
my name is Luke Chos.
My name is Ryan Limberg.
I'm Matt Dickens.
My name is Justin Clark.
And our desert is the Kalahari Desert. And I'm going to start off. And our desert is located in Botswana, areas of the East Namibia and South Africa province. There it is about 260 square miles. The sea level is 3,000, 4,000 feet. The Kalahari Desert is dry, bushy plateau. It rains about 26 inches a year in the southeast and about 6 inches a year in the northwest. In the summers it gets up to 117 degrees Fahrenheit. In the winters it gets down to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Because there is not a lot of water in the desert, the animals carry more fat so they can survive, and they'll carry water for them.
These are some of the animals that are in the Kalahari Desert. Hippo, camel, giraffe, greater kuda, eland, African buffalo, Deems Mobok, red hartebeest, springbuck, warthog, African elephant, aardvark, cheetah, lion, leopard,
Several spotted hyena, mongoose, civet, honey badger, cape, hunting dog, chacna baboon, hunan, giant pangolin, house mouse, no gray rat. Okay. We'll bring 15 pounds of food and 10 gallons of water, and we'll wear t-shirts and shorts, and we will head southeast. A short description of our desert is sandy, mild, sand dunes. We'll travel at night, May through October in 1998. We'll travel on camels. We'll bring 4 camels. We'll bring weapons to kill leopard, warthog, springbuck, and mongoose.
and here's what the Kalahari Desert looks like. That's just the lower part of that map.
Here's the Botswana for you.
Thank you.
And it'll probably take us a month and a half to cross the desert. There.
Okay. Hi, I'm Todd George. I'm Matt Lundette.
And I'm Matt Dicken. We did our collage on the history of presidency and voting. These are Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, and their wives, and Ross Perot. The Greeks were the first known
people to vote. In 1971, the 26th Amendment was passed, which lowered the voting age to 18. And then now you say yours.
We have learned that voting has changed very much over the years.
These are Bill. This is Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, and Ross Perot. And this is Bob Dole. This is Bob Dole's wife, and this is Bill Clinton's wife.
Story of how the source of the Mississippi was discovered. The mouth of the Mississippi was discovered by De Soto in 1541. It took almost 300 years before white explorers found its source in Minnesota. The early map makers thought the Mississippi River had its source in Hudson Bay or at least someplace northwest of Lake of the Woods. In the year 1800, Spain turned the area of the Louisiana Territory over to France. Napoleon was in need of money and sold it to the United States for $15 million in the year 1803. Soon after, President Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark and Lieutenant Zebulon Pike out to explore this area.
Lieutenant Pike, I want you to go to northern Louisiana Territory to find the source of the Mississippi River.
Yes, sir, I will do that. I came close to the truth when I reached Upper Red Cedar Lake during the winter of 1806. I was born in New Jersey in 1779 and joined the Army at age 15. I was quite confident I found the source. I even shot down the British flag.
Oh no, the British flag.
That was fine, just to prove that the U.S. now owned the area.
But Pike's rapid trip produced little information on the region's resources and left many people wondering if Red Cedar Lake was actually the river's source. In 1820, Lewis Cass set out to answer the question as to where the source of the Mississippi was. Cass was born in New Hampshire and had been a lawyer before serving in the War of 1812. After the war, he became governor of Michigan Territory, an area which then included eastern Minnesota. So he was an important man.
I led 38 men from Detroit, Michigan into the Great Lakes of Minnesota to map the area currently used, look for mineral deposits, and to check the British influence with the Indians. On July 21st, we reached Red Cedar Lake, which is named Casina in my honor. Later, the name was changed to Cass Lake.
Because it was a very dry summer, the streams flowing into the lake below. The expedition, which was short of food, decided that it was impractical to go any further. So he just agreed with Pike that Red Cedar Lake, or Casina, was the source of the Mississippi River. Cass then went downriver to Fort Snelling and returned to Detroit. At least one member of Cass's group was not convinced that Casina was the river's source. He was 27-year-old Henry Schoolcraft, who was the expedition's mineralogist. He'd heard of lakes to the west, which were connected to Cass Lake and had noted two streams flowing into them.
Schoolcraft had already gained a reputation as an explorer and had learned much about Indian customs and legends. We're told that it was after reading Schoolcraft's writings on Indian life that Longfellow wrote the Song of Hiawatha.
But
more than 10 years after the Cass expedition, when I was an agent for the tribes of the Lake Superior area, I was finally able to prove my suspicion that the true source of the Mississippi had not been found in 1832. I received permission from the government to lead another expedition to once more try to make peace between the Ojibwe and Dakota tribes and to vaccinate the Indians against the whitepox which white men had wrecked the country.
He left Sault Ste. Marie in northern Michigan in June of 1832 with his men. The weather was wet, making the insects, especially mosquitoes, and mud a consistent annoyance, but also filling the streams with water which had been low when Cass went on his expedition. He was lucky to find an Ojibwe guy named Oza Windib, or Yellowhead, who knew the area throughout. On July 13, 1832, Oza Windib led Schoolcraft to the shore of what the Indians called Elk Lake.
This, I say, is where the Mississippi River starts. Look right where the lake flows into the small stream, over these rocks.
On an island in the center of Elk Lake, Schoolcraft raised the American flag, confident that at last the birthplace of the great river had been found. He was very grateful to Oza Windib, and they became great friends. The mosquitoes were so bad that Schoolcraft could not even spend the night there. They had to leave the area. The lake needed a more distinctive name than Elk Lake. The Reverend William T. Boutwell, a member of the party, had an idea.
The Latin words for true head are veritas caput. By dropping the first syllable of the first word and the last syllable of the second word, we come up with a name for the lake. Itasca.
Aha! Veritas caput, or Itasca.
The end.
I am here to tell you the story of In the year 1800, Spain turned the area of the Louisiana Territory over to France. Napoleon was in need of money and sold it to the United States for $15 million in the year 1803. Soon after, President Jefferson sent Lewis and Clark and Lieutenant Zebulon Pike out to explore this area.
Lieutenant Pike, I would like you to go to the northern Louisiana Territory and find the source of the Mississippi River.
Yes, sir, I will do that. I was close to the truth when I reached Upper Red Cedar Lake during the winter of 1806. I was born in New Jersey in 1779 and joined the Army at the age of 15. I was quite confident that I found the source and even shot down the British flag.
Oh no, the British flag.
That was now flying just to prove that the U.S. now owned the area.
But Pike's rapid trip produced little information on the region's resources and left many people wondering if Red Cedar Lake was actually the river's source.